Welcome to episode 1 of Seen It Mate. This is my new channel about TV and films, about what I've seen the day previous. Yesterday I watched episode 7 of Lethal Weapon and episode 1 of The Grand Tour. So let's kick off with Lethal Weapon. Yeah, like I said, we're 7 episodes in of season 1 and it is going great guns. I love this show, it's one of my new favourite shows. There was a big gap left over when Sons of Anarchy finished. Not saying that Lethal Weapon is filling that gap, but it is helping. It's a great show. I'd thoroughly recommend checking it out if you have the time and the means. I've said on other social media posts that I prefer this series over the films, and I do. And I don't say that lightly. I do love the Lethal Weapon films. I'm a child of the 80s. I've seen all the films time and time again, especially the first one. But even though we're only 7 episodes in, this series is a remarkable improvement. Script-wise, story-wise, even action-wise, and especially the two leads playing Riggs and Murtaugh. I can't say too much without spoiling it for anyone who might not have seen it and wants to see it, but the Riggs that we're getting in this series is such a deeper version of Mel Gibson's version on the films. Getting a lot more of the reasons why he is like he is, and that is a little bit on the crazy side of things. He gets himself into an awful lot of scrapes and he does it mostly on purpose. And you'll know the reasons why he does that if you watch the show and or if you've seen the films. Something happens to him that sets him off on a bit of a dark path, and he kind of puts his life on the line whenever he can. He doesn't give any regard for his own life if the situation should arise where he needs to put his life on the line. Murtaugh still up until this point is the comic relief, and that's not a bad thing. It's just I'm hoping we're going to see some seriousness from him fairly recently. The show hasn't got a second season yet, and I'm kind of worried that it's going to be another one of those shows that I invest a lot of time in only for it to be cancelled, and I hope that's not the way it goes, because it's a great show and I'd really like to see more of these characters. I want to see Murtaugh get his time in the limelight. Damon Wayans can of course do comedic acting. That is his forte, that is his strength. But I know he can also do serious acting. I've seen him do serious acting before in some of his films. So I know he's got the talent, he just needs the opportunity. So I'm hoping that Murtaugh gets to show his serious side. The supporting cast is fine, can't fault them. It's just, up until this point, they're kind of surplus to requirements because it is basically the Riggs and Murtaugh show. And that's not a bad thing. I'm fine with that. It's just, either give the supporting cast more to do or don't make a point of having them on the show, basically. I know they need to be there, they need to be there more, or they need to be there a lot less, and just give Riggs and Murtaugh more time. As far as the stories go, can't follow them. Week in, week out it's entertaining. There hasn't been a bad episode yet. I mean, and I know it's only 7 episodes in, but more often than not with new shows, it kind of hits stumbling blocks as it goes along in the first season. But not with this, not so far. Can't fault it. I haven't picked up on anything so far that's made me question the show. I mean, the writing is great. It's funny when it needs to be. It's serious when it needs to be. It's heart-wrenching when it needs to be. And it's just a really good show. I thoroughly recommend checking it out, especially if you like the films. I know there are some people out there that will watch the films that just won't watch this purely on the basis that the films are dear to them and they don't want that spoiling, which I don't get. It's like, those films don't stop existing just because this series is out. It's like, one of the things that I can liken it to is the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film, or the two that have come out recently. People, before the first one even came out, people, oh no, it's going to ruin Turtles, it's going to ruin my childhood. It doesn't work like that. Those things that you love dearly don't stop existing just because there's something new. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But in regards to Lethal Weapon, it's just better than the films. It just is already. 7 episodes in, it's just better. There's nothing else I can say about it. It just works. The two leads just bounce off each other perfectly. It's like they've known each other a long time, and I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if the Damon Wayans and the guy whose name I can never remember, I don't know if they knew each other previous to this, or whether they've hung out a lot in preparation for this, but they just click and it works and it's great and I love it, and you should too. And the Grand Tour is now available for your viewing pleasure. That is episode 1 of season 1. And it's basically as you would hope. Top Gear UK with Clarkson and Hamden May was one of my favourite shows to watch on terrestrial television, of which there are not many. I can probably count on one hand how many shows I actually watch on TV. On terrestrial TV, that is. But Top Gear was a pleasure to watch of a Sunday evening. And then when Clarkson and Hamden May left the BBC, I thought things were going to go bad. Especially when the next season of Top Gear came out with Chris Evans and Matt LeBlanc, because that was dogger. I mean, really, really terribly bad. I watched 2 episodes of it and then sacked it off. Didn't like that at all. It just wasn't the same. It just wasn't engaging. It wasn't funny. Nah. But Grand Tour, everything that you loved about Clarkson and Hamden May's Top Gear days is back. It's exactly the same. It's exactly how you'd want it to be. It looks the same. It sounds the same. It feels the same. And for all intents and purposes, it is the same. And that's exactly what it wants to be. And that's exactly what it is. It is funny. It is engaging. It is interesting. They can even swear now up until a point because it's on Amazon. There are a couple of bleeped out Fs, but there are some other swears in there, which is it was nice to hear actually. I mean, they have to go around it on the BBC. They have to censor themselves incredibly on the BBC, but now some of the dogs have been let off the lead, or leash if you're one of those Americans. So yeah, episode 1 of the Grand Tour, really, really good. I enjoyed it. I started watching it about half an hour ago. Loved it. Really glad that they're back, and I can't wait for next week. So thanks for watching. This has been Seen It Mate, and I have featured Lethal Weapon and the Grand Tour. I'm hoping this is going to be a daily show because I watch something every day, whether it be programs, shows, or films, or both. So I'm hoping this is going to be a daily show, except maybe on weekends when I'm doing other things like gaming for my other channel. If you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description. So thanks for watching. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. I'm not bothered. Comment, tell me what you watched yesterday. Tell me if you watched Lethal Weapon or if you watched the Grand Tour, what you thought of it. And if you like this, please give me a subscribe, help the channel grow. Please share this with your friends. If you're in any Facebook groups or anything like that about TV and films, please stick this on there. Tell me, oh, there's this new channel, talks about what is seen. That'd be lovely. Feel free to do that, that'd be awesome. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. Thank you and bye bye.